Have you ever noticed that when you think your reputation might get squashed like a bug, you'll find help from the last person you'd ever expect to have your back? Well, that's what Lincoln found out in the episode I'm going to talk about today. So join me as I, SteamTeamRedubUK, CC Trainor-Ling, bring you another retro review from past seasons of The Loud House. Cue the intro. Today's episode is Along Came a Sister. In this episode, Lincoln is given the task of looking after the class tarantula for the weekend, but things get out of hand when it goes missing. One thing I really liked about this episode was how it didn't stereotype all the sisters as being afraid of spiders. So I was quite impressed with how even a total girly girl such as Lola and nearly every other sister thought Lincoln's tarantula was adorable. However, the only one who didn't like spiders, whether they be real or fake, was Lenny, and she was undoubtedly the best character of the episode. She may have technically been responsible for supposedly killing the spider after Lincoln and his sister tried to prevent her from seeing it on more than one occasion, but she was able to overcome her arachnophobia, or at least temporarily, and put those fears aside to prevent the exterminator from getting a hold of Lincoln's tarantula. She put her brother's reputation as a class pet sitter before her own personal anxieties, perfectly demonstrating how big of a heart she has for others. It was her way of making it up to her brother after she overheard Lincoln saying he knew his one sister was afraid of spiders but still brought Frank home anyway. To be fair, none of this would have happened had Lincoln just kept the spider in the cage like he was instructed, even if Frank did look a little sluggish. But at least he owned up to the mess he created, and his other sisters did a great job when working together to stop the exterminator. Another interesting observation is how Lynn thinks Lincoln is playing freeze tag and doesn't unfreeze until Lincoln taps her on the shoulder. She hobbles around most of the episode in a frozen position and doesn't realize Lincoln isn't playing a game when it becomes very obvious he's not, but kudos to her for not wanting to lose the game either way. The only other thing worth mentioning is a possible plot hole that takes place in the kitchen. It's not so much the fact the spider is able to sporadically change locations even though it was supposed to be trapped under a pot, but it has more to do with what turned out to be the killing of something everyone assumed was a tarantula. Lenny looks at Frank, drops him on the floor, sprays a heavy amount of insecticide, and yet it turns out the thing being sprayed was actually one of Cliff's hairballs. To me, this misunderstanding doesn't make any sense because Cliff was nowhere to be seen in the kitchen when the supposed killing took place. I guess the only explanation that would make sense of all this is that maybe the hairball was already there prior to any of the kids entering the kitchen. Then again, how does one easily confuse a hairball for a spider when someone had to eventually pick it up and place it in a funeral casket? Either way, Frank, well actually Francis because he was revealed to be a female spider, was saved from certain doom, Lenny remained tolerant of everyone whether they lacked toes or not, and Lisa was proven right when she said the sluggish-looking tarantula was on the verge of giving birth. Indeed, the episode ended with Francis's many offspring hatching and then scaring the ever-loving curds out of Lenny, so Lincoln's victory is a tad bittersweet. Overall, this episode is good, but not good enough to make it into the top 10 for season 1. It's kinda slow during the first half with Lincoln searching all around the house for the spider, but it picks up during the second half with the kids trying to stop the exterminator. Lenny was the standout character, all the other girls weren't stereotyped as being afraid of spiders, and we had a few freaky weirdo moments involving Lori and the bathroom door. You can interpret that last one however you want. With that said, I give Along Came a Sister an 8 out of 10. Well folks, that concludes my review of Along Came a Sister. So I gotta ask, what did you guys think of this episode? Sound off in the comments below, and be sure to click that subscribe button for more Loud House related content. That's going to do it for me. I'll catch you guys for the next video, but until then, this is SteamTeamRedubUK, CC Trainor-Ling, signing off. Peace out, home slices.